Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at the Syma X21. I know the box says it's the X21W, but this is the X21 version, as we can see by the sticker here on the bottom. So the difference between the X21 and the X21W is the W stands for Wi-Fi. So without the Wi-Fi, we don't have the camera, and we don't have the ability to control it via Wi-Fi using the cell phone. Not a big deal. We're going to play around with this and fly it as just a fun little indoor drone. Not have to worry about the video and things like that. The video from these little cameras it's a neat feature, but it's not the most stable video. So you're not going to be wanting to film your next, family gathering and things like that with this. So one of the accessories that came with it is this real ACC LiPo bag. So this is a fireproof charging and storage bag. So you can put the LiPo battery in here when you're getting ready to charge it, and should anything happen and it catch on fire, this is going to contain that fire long enough for you to get this bag out of harm's way. It's also good for transporting the batteries. So again, if anything happens to them while it's being transported, you can just take the bag out of harm's way. So, a nice little feature that they added in. Nice little bonus. So, let's go ahead and we're going to break the seal on this and see what we have inside. In here pretty good. There we go. Alright. Okay. So here we have the drone. It's a nice pretty red. It looks like it's fully assembled. We have the props on it. We have the prop guards on it. Looks like we don't really need to do anything to get this going. Here you can see the landing gear. It's got little rubber pads on it to protect if you landed indoors on furniture and things like that. This is a little bit bigger than some of the smaller indoor flyers for size comparison. So this is one of the ones that would normally fly only indoors. This one's a little bit bigger, so I think this one might actually be able to handle being outside a little bit. So we're actually going to try flying that one outside and see how that goes. Unless it's too windy. If it's too windy, then we will go ahead and switch it around and fly it indoors. But nice pretty color. I do like that. I should have brought scissors up here to deal with all this tape. Let's see if we can pop it out of here real quick. There we go. And we have it out. So this is normally where the camera would be. I believe in this version it's just going to be an LED light. Maybe we can turn it on and see if it has the battery in it. Must not have the battery yet. Okay. So we'll set this to the side for a moment. And let's see what else we have in here. So we have the little mini screwdriver, which is always good for doing repairs and things. Not everybody has a small screwdriver like this, so it's nice when they include that. We have our USB charging cable. standard USB end, and the other end is going to be for the battery. And we have some spare pops in here. Always nice when they include those, especially with these little ones. They tend to be a pressure fit, and sometimes they pop off when you have a rough landing or something. And then here we have the controller. One of the things I noticed right away with this controller is there are no trimmer buttons. Normally you'd have the trim buttons here and here to be able to correct the gyroscopic sensitivities a little bit to help it hover a little bit. What this one does instead is it uses push buttons. You actually push in on the control sticks. But we'll go over more on that when we actually do the overview of the controls and everything. We have a couple shoulder buttons, so we'll need to figure out what those do. And charge up some batteries, put those in here. This takes 4 AA batteries. So, one thing I am not seeing is I'm not seeing the battery, so the battery must be in here. And there it is. Okay, so it is in here, but they didn't have it hooked up for shipping. So we are going to just hook it up real quick, turn it on, and as you can see, it is a light in the front. Get it down on camera. It's blinking rapidly because it's waiting for a signal from the controller. So green is the back of the drone, and the red is the front of the drone, and you can also tell by the white. So normally the battery door would not be hanging down. So we'll go ahead and turn that off. We will get the battery a full charge. We will get some batteries into the controller, and we'll do a quick overview of the controls, and then we'll do our first flight. So there we go. That is the unboxing of the Syma X21. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next part. Alright, so we're going to do a quick overview of the controls for the Syma X21. Again, this is not the W version, so it doesn't have a camera and the Wi-Fi. That simplifies things a little bit. So here we have the controller. So on the top we have 4 shoulder buttons. These 2 control photo and video taking, so we won't be using those. This one is the one-touch takeoff and one-touch landing. This one is the flip. So you push that and then do the control stick in a direction, and the drone will do a flip in that direction. We have our normal mode 2 controls. This will be forward and backwards. This will be, drift left, drift right. This is rotate right, rotate left, throttle up, gain altitude, throttle down, lose altitude. To trim this, you push in. You hear it click. So you push it in, and then you bump this in the direction that you want to trim. This is going to be a little tricky. I've never had a controller like this, because when you're flying is when you want to do the control, and normally you'd hit the little button and then you go right back to the stick. Here you're going to say it's drifting to the right. You're going to have to push the stick in, trim it to the left, and then if it's still going too much to the right, actually correct it to get it away from any obstacles that it might be getting towards. So, interesting control technique. If you push this side in and hold it for 2 seconds, it puts the drone into headless mode. And if you just quick push it, it will change it from either low speed or high speed. And the low speed or high speed controls how responsive this is. So when it's on low and you tell it to go left, it might just go a little bit like this. When it's on high and you tell it to go left, it's going to tilt a lot more, and it's going to have a lot more power to to go. Now I was going to try and fly this outside, but the wind just picked up as I was getting ready to fly, so I think we're going to change this to an indoor flight. So let me get everything set up here and we'll get flying. Now this one is a little unique where they want you to turn the controller on first and then the drone. And then once it's turned on, you can arm the drone in one of 3 different ways. You can, once it's bound, you can do a throttle up and back to the middle. It will start the propellers at low speed, then you can take off. You can do both of these to the inside, and that will arm it to where you can take off. Or you can do the one-touch takeoff button. So let's go ahead, we're going to turn this on. Turn this on. Didn't hold it long enough. Did I connect the battery yet? Nope, I haven't put the battery in. I will be right back. Alright, and we're back. I have the battery now. So we're just going to pop this open. Battery door is attached. I'm going to connect the battery, slide it in, tuck in this connector. It's a tight fit, and then close the door. So now we're ready to turn on the controller. And up, down, and now the lights have stopped blinking, it's found. So I'm going to put the camera on. Hopefully I have it aimed good for you guys. And here we go, we're going to do the one-touch takeoff. So this is speed 1. And now it's speed 2. And there we got a foot. My air conditioning is on. It's creating some air currents in here, which is why it's drifting around a little bit. I can try and trim it out, but the air currents are going to be different depending on where I'm at. Whew. Yeah, it makes for a good duster for all the dust that's on the windowsill. That's kind of embarrassing. And that's the one-touch landing. So it's basically just going to slowly... There we go. That was the one-touch landing. Okay. We will... Let's see how this does outside. Okay, here we are outside. Like I said, it is quite windy. It comes and it goes, but let's just see what happens. It does have altitude hold control, so I can let go of the throttle and it will maintain a fairly constant height. The altitude holds do have trouble in breezes because it does vary the air pressure. But it seems to be holding its own out here in the wind. I am actually impressed with it. I'm supposed to get about a 4 to 5 minute flight out of it. When these lights start blinking is when you need to bring it in. The wind has picked up again, so it is struggling a little bit. As am I. Keep control of it, but for its size, I am actually impressed with how it's doing out here in this breeze. Alright, I'll check out once more time. Almost caught it that time. So you can see the wind has picked up again. It's kind of struggling a little bit, but for its size, I am very impressed with how it's handling out here. The little one I showed you earlier, the blue and black one, would not be able to handle this wind at all. I think we're going to go ahead and land it. There we go. So that is the first flight of the Syma X21, both indoors and out. Thanks for watching.